Well, what I do realize is that as of right now, no other Chicago Sky game have been moved to the United Center, except for one, Indiana Fever.
Angel Reese is fuming again, and this time it's about how her team, the Chicago Sky, seemingly threw her under the bus and ignored her. She openly questioned why only Caitlyn Clark's games were being moved to the United Center, expressing her frustration to reporters. But the reality of the situation might not be what she wants to hear. It's pretty simple. Fans are showing up in massive numbers for Caitlyn, not her. And that's a truth that stings more than a blocked layup.
And speaking of United Center, it'll also play host to a pair of WNBA games for the first time this season. The Sky announcing their matchups, hosting the Indiana Fever. Will be moved from Wintrust to the UC, has about double the capacity, so more tickets available to watch Caitlyn Clark.
When a rookie steps into the league and immediately shatters attendance records, forcing teams to find bigger arenas just to handle the demand, that's not just hype. That's business. Caitlyn Clark didn't just fill Gainbridge Fieldhouse last season. She blew the doors off, drawing nearly 341,000 fans, an all-time franchise record. Meanwhile, the Chicago Sky, even with Angel Reese, didn't come close to those numbers. And yet, Reese seems to think they're generating the same level of buzz. Bless her.
So it looks like the Chicago Sky have finally done what we've been asking for, which was to schedule the games against the Fever at the United Center. And also, in case you weren't already aware, the United Center is the biggest basketball arena in the country. Both home games against the Fever have been scheduled at the United Center.
Let's talk about this United Center situation. The Chicago Sky made headlines by announcing that only 2 games for the 2025 season would be moved to the massive 21,000-seat arena. And surprise, surprise, both games just happened to be against the Indiana Fever. Coincidence? Please. This isn't some random scheduling decision. It's the front office making it crystal clear who the real attraction is.
When Caitlyn coming to town, man, all these teams are going to cash in on that. It's just the nature of the business at this point. One fan saying, let's go Fever, taking over the United Center. I can't wait. The Angel Reese effect? No. They know better than to leave free money on the table when the face card comes to town. Yeah, man, because we remember last time Caitlyn Clark was there, bro, the arena erupted.
The Sky played the entire 2024 season at Wintrust Arena, which holds just over 10,000 seats. That includes every single home game Angel Reese played. Not once did they see the need to move venues, not even when Reese was supposedly setting the league on fire with her rebounding dominance and TikTok fame. But now that Caitlyn Clark is coming to town, suddenly, it's time to double capacity.
It seems the Chicago Sky have had to move 2 of their home games to a larger facility, a larger basketball facility. I'm sure, no doubt, this is the Angel Reese effect. I've got no doubts, no qualms. There's nothing. She even told me herself right here that it's not just one other player, it's because of her.
Sky president Adam Fox tried to dress it up by saying the move was about rewarding fans' passion. Sounds nice, but if it were really about Sky fans, you'd think they'd upgrade for more than just 2 games. The truth is, this isn't about rewarding anyone. It's about making sure the arena is packed when Caitlyn Clark steps onto the court.
One of the hottest tickets in the WNBA, Caitlyn Clark coming back to the city that she owns, coming back to Chicago after Chicago gave her such a warm welcome last year. They threw Barbie night for Caitlyn Clark's arrival. They gave her pink towels. The fans were lined up on the side. She was signing autographs. How is Chicago going to welcome Caitlyn Clark this next year around? How are they going to top Barbie night in a 9,000-seat arena? Well, easy. We moved Barbie night to a 21,000-seat arena.
And let's not pretend this is anything other than a smart financial move. The United Center isn't just bigger, it's more profitable. The demand is there, but only when Clark is in the building. That's not favoritism, that's capitalism. Caitlyn Clark is putting butts in seats, while Angel Reese is still wondering why her average stat line isn't filling arenas. The league has spoken, and the numbers don't lie.
This is the motion that the Indiana Fever / Caitlyn Clark have.
It's not just the Chicago Sky making bold venue decisions. Look around the WNBA, and you'll notice a very familiar trend. The Washington Mystics, Las Vegas Aces, Atlanta Dream, Dallas Wings, and Connecticut Sun have all made the same calculated move, shifting their matchups against the Indiana Fever to bigger arenas. And if you're wondering whether this is just some scheduling coincidence, it's not. This isn't about random dates or team rivalries. It's about one player, one name, Caitlyn Clark.
Caitlyn Clark and Fever games getting moved to bigger venues on the road is normal at this point in time. We see it happen quite often whenever that Fever show comes to town. But in this case, it is interesting considering the opponent and considering the venue.
And the response online? Well, let's just say fans aren't being subtle about what this really means. Social media lit up with questions and plenty of shade about why only Clark's games are getting the VIP treatment. People are starting to notice the obvious. Angel Reese's matchups aren't generating the same level of excitement. Not a single one of her games has warranted a venue upgrade. And now, fans are asking the real question. If Angel is truly as popular as she claims, why isn't she getting the same star treatment?
My goodness. America's team versus the team who has the person who is the scourge of society. Oh, God. Oh, man. Quote, they watch for me, too. Barbie night? Which one is Barbie night? You got to think one of the two is going to be Barbie night, right? Look at this. Laughing my ass off. Caitlyn is really giving every single team a fundraising game. I am weak. My GOAT is simply different.
The irony in all this is almost too much. All season long, Angel Reese went out of her way to position herself as Caitlyn Clark's equal in both popularity and impact. She pushed the narrative that she was just as responsible for the WNBA's newfound attention, even claiming that people were tuning in for her, not just Caitlyn. But clearly, someone forgot to tell the ticketing department. Because when it comes time to pack the house, all roads lead to Clark.
Will be moving to the United Center. So that's significant in the sense of it will be the first games ever played by WNBA teams in the United Center. The game's on Saturday, June 7th. And Sunday, July 27th. One had a date change. But they will be moving to the largest capacity arena in the NBA. You know, more than double, I believe, what the Sky's typical home arena is able to hold. And of course, I mean, this is a duh for so many reasons.
And now it's getting downright awkward. When the Sky announced their plans to host the Fever at the United Center, not once, but twice, you'd think they were promoting a championship game. But no, they're just doing what the numbers demand. And that's where the real problem lies for Reese. If she truly had the same pull, wouldn't the Sky have moved at least one game for her? Wouldn't her own team be using her name to fill more seats?
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Angel keeps trying to write the story of herself as a co-star in the league's rise, but the receipts are telling a different tale. While she's busy hyping herself up in interviews and viral TikToks, the rest of the WNBA is quietly following the only name that consistently delivers results. And that's Caitlyn Clark.
They will say this is because of Angel Reese. They can't say this because of Angel Reese. Because for the simple fact, a lot of their games would have moved to bigger arenas if that was the case. They can't not say this. I know people want to, and I know people be mad about this, bro. Y'all shouldn't be mad about this, bro. This is just the reality of the situation. You're not a hater. You're not none of that if you say Angel's not as big as Caitlyn. Because she's not, guys. That's the reality of it all, bro.
Let's put it in plain numbers because the scoreboard doesn't lie. If Reese were pulling in Clark-level attention, her games would be lighting up the box office. They'd be scrambling to get every Sky home game into the United Center, selling out within hours. But that's not happening. Not even close. The arena stays put, and the crowd sizes stay average.
Folks, last year, the Indiana Fever were in Chicago, and a lot of us were asking, why aren't they putting this in the big arena? Are they really that stubborn that they're ready to just turn away dollars just for a narrative? Seems as if they got their end of their year report, looked at the bottom line and said, you know what? Slam shut. In 2025, we're going to be in the United States.
Compare that to the Fever's home crowd stats, and it's game over. In 2024, Indiana didn't just break a record, they obliterated it, smashing the WNBA's previous single-season record by an astonishing 36%. That old record had been standing strong since 2001. long before Angel was even thinking about NIL deals or pro contracts. Caitlyn didn't just move the needle, she broke the entire gauge.
And the Fever are going to be over 200,000 higher than the next highest total attendance in league history. Clarkonomics, my friend!
And here's the reality. Indiana hit the 20,000 attendance milestone. Not once, not twice, but 3 times during that season. They packed arenas like it was a playoff series in July. Meanwhile, over in Chicago, the biggest crowd the Sky ever managed didn't happen during Angel's rookie campaign. Nope. That record dates all the way back to 2016, when Angel was still in high school, probably still learning how to bank a free throw. More than 16,000 fans came out to watch the Sky lose to the Sparks. Since then, crickets.
Guys, I'm telling you, when Caitlyn Clark comes to town, put it in the big arena because she is box office and it is going to be big money. Big, full. Not even just the ticket sales, merchandise sales, concession stands, parking. Dude, they are racking in money from every area when Caitlyn Clark comes to town. So, of course, the Chicago Sky, oh, fine. I guess I'll milk that well until it's...
So, while Angel Reese continues campaigning for her own relevance, teams across the WNBA are showing us where the true spotlight is. Clark isn't just filling arenas. She's redefining what WNBA success looks like. Angel can keep posting, talking, and spinning narratives, but the fans have already made their choice. And judging by those ticket sales and venue upgrades, it's pretty clear who they're showing up for.
There's a very thin line between hate and facts. And what I believe to be the case is that there was incremental growth in the WNBA comparatively to the exponential growth we are seeing now. What I'm about to tell y'all I haven't heard before, so I doubt you have either. Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlyn Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means...
The contrast becomes downright comical when you break it down to the actual numbers. Every time Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese shared the court last season, ticket demand went through the roof. We're not talking about just a few extra dollars. Tickets were being resold for thousands as fans fought to see the face-off live. It was a full-blown event. But when Reese played in games that didn't feature Clark, crickets. Those ticket prices didn't budge. And the urgency just wasn't there. It's like the hype walked out with Clark. Want to catch a Sky game next season? You'll find seats for cheap, like last-minute concert tickets for a band no one really listens to anymore. Meanwhile, good luck getting a Fever ticket. They've been sold out for months.
Yeah, let me tell you about Caitlyn Clark.
Yeah.
Caitlyn Clark has brought so many eyes to women's basketball that it's amazing. A dude named Acho, I forgot his first name, is something Acho.
Emmanuel Acho.
Yeah. He showed how in 5 days before the draft, she made the WNBA more money than they would have made in the next 5 years without her.
The attendance stats alone tell the story. Angel Reese's games averaged about 9,000 fans last season. Not bad, until you realize Caitlyn Clark and the Fever were pulling in nearly 17,000 per game. That's almost double. And it wasn't just at home. Clark brought the crowd with her. The Fever drew 36% more fans on the road than any other WNBA team. Think about that. Wherever Clark went, fans followed. According to the WNBA itself, Caitlyn Clark was responsible for generating over a quarter of the league's revenue last year. That's not a minor bump. That's a one-woman economic stimulus package. Now, let's be clear. This isn't about bashing Angel's game. She's got talent, and she does have fans. But when someone keeps repeating they're just as important to the sport's growth, and the receipts show otherwise, it becomes hard to ignore the gap. You can't declare yourself the face of the league and then struggle to fill half as many seats as the person you're comparing yourself to. Reality isn't something you manifest with confidence. It's something you prove.
Again, as of right now, to my knowledge, what I've seen, no other Angel Reese games have been moved due to potential attendance for said game. I mean, I'm just pointing that out. I'm not sure if you're allowed to. I've been told, Angel Reese told us it was because of her too. They're coming because of me. Are they? Are they really?
Chicago isn't playing favorites. They're playing smart. When your bottom line is at stake, You follow the dollars, and right now, those dollars are flocking to Caitlyn Clark like moths to a flame. If one player can sell twice as many tickets and boost every team's revenue just by showing up, that's not favoritism. That's economics.
I don't see other teams doing this for other players. They're doing it for Caitlyn Clark because they know Caitlyn Clark is bringing the bacon. She's bringing the bacon, but this is great.
What started as a one-off by the Sky quickly revealed itself to be part of a much bigger movement. It's not just Chicago. The entire league is catching on. The Washington Mystics didn't just upgrade. They relocated their Fever game to Baltimore's CFG Bank Arena, which holds nearly 15,000 fans. Connecticut's Sun moved their showdown with Clark to Boston's TD Garden, where the Celtics play. These aren't coincidences. These are financial decisions fueled by the Caitlyn Clark effect.
CC hype is real. Is this the Caitlyn or Angel effect? Stop it. Caitlyn Clark effect. GOAT. Let's go see what the Fever fans got to say. I mean, seriously, the Angel Reese effect. Sarcasm. Every venue CC plays in, the Caitlyn Clark effect.
And the best part? Clark predicted this shift almost a year ago.
I'm surprised we're not playing at the United Center. I thought that would have been really good for the game and really good for all the women's basketball fans in Chicago. So maybe there's a conflict of some sort that I don't know about. Obviously, that's a little above my pay grade. But we're excited.
After one of her games, Caitlyn Clark casually said that women's basketball could benefit from playing in bigger arenas. No ego, no demands, just a sensible comment about what could help the game grow. Now, that offhand remark has turned into a blueprint, and teams across the league are scrambling to follow. The financial impact is wild. The 2 United Center games against the Fever aren't just good PR. They're worth an extra $4 million compared to what Wintrust Arena would bring in. That's $4 million from just 2 games for a league that struggled with profitability for years. That's not a cherry on top. It's a financial lifeline. This isn't hype, this is math. And the math says Caitlyn Clark isn't just changing women's basketball, she's saving it.
Remember, the Washington Mystics also moved 2 of their games yesterday, too. I wonder if those were Angel Reese games. Oh, they weren't. They weren't Angel Reese games. They were Indiana Fever games. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't do it.
When league executives examine these figures, they recognize a sustainable business opportunity rather than a fleeting trend. Franchises that previously operated on tight margins now have a clear pathway to financial growth. The pressing question isn't whether they should capitalize on Caitlyn Clark's immense drawing power. It's how swiftly they can secure larger venues before competitors do. In stark contrast, Angel Reese's off-court ventures paint a different picture. Her participation in the unrivaled 3x3 league didn't ignite viewership records, while Clark's presence prompts venue changes across multiple cities. Reese's star power hasn't translated to comparable commercial success.
She is just not a needle mover like Caitlyn Clark is. Now, is she a great player? Yes, she is phenomenal. But she is not Caitlyn Clark. She's not even nowhere near on Caitlyn level. She's not on her level financially. She's not on her level impact-wise. And she damn sure ain't on her level on the basketball court. Because we seen that happen last year when Caitlyn won Rookie of the Year. Like, it's okay, bro. It is okay for her to be second fiddle.
Fan reactions to these venue changes have been predictably divided. Clark supporters highlight the undeniable economics, while Reese defenders cry favoritism. One viral tweet captured the debate perfectly. Funny how they never moved Angel's games to bigger arenas when she was breaking records. But the minute Clark comes to town, suddenly they need 20,000 seats. This perspective overlooks the fact that ticket demand, not record-breaking alone, drives these business decisions. Another fan responded, "Maybe if Angel focused less on who's getting attention and more on developing a reliable jump shot, she wouldn't have to worry about venue sizes." Such comments reflect the intense scrutiny and differing opinions among the fan base. A Chicago local offered a more balanced view. "I've been a Sky fan for years, but couldn't get tickets to the Fever games last season. Now with the United Center, I finally can." How is giving more fans access to women's basketball a bad thing? This sentiment underscores the broader benefit of expanding venues to accommodate growing interest.
We're bringing more and more fans to this league, people that have maybe never watched the WNBA before, and it kind of takes your breath away at point.
While Angel positions herself as an equal draw, Caitlyn lets her game speak for itself. Basketball experts suggest that Angel would benefit from embracing the league's competitive nature and focusing on elevating her game rather than making comparisons. The question isn't whether people watch for Angel too, but whether she'll use this moment as motivation to improve rather than fuel for complaints. Sometimes, the hardest truth to accept is the one reflected in box scores and attendance figures. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out.